Good morning and welcome to today's episode of Market Check. I'm Snorlax, aka Tommy. We're joined by Tucker, Max, and Will's Outlook. I'm going to start changing up the order. I say those names every day to keep y'all on your toes. But yeah, we have, I feel like, quite the stage set for this week. We have CPI, we have crypto and Bitcoin beginning to really start to show weakness and breaking some support levels. We haven't quite broken below 25K. I mean, obviously, this is a very important level for all of crypto, right? Because I do feel, below 25, you've essentially hit, very clearly an inflection point with on the Bitcoin chart on the price action over the course of this year, right? I would say that losing that level, you could probably waterfall fairly quickly, and we've been discussing that, and that's especially true for altcoins, which have been showing immense weakness. And ETH Bitcoin, which is down, let's see, almost 1% today. So what do we think, guys? I want to get right into the discussion because we've got quite some volatility. And one of the things that we have kind of been talking about is, what happens if equities go too? And equities, they closed the week at the lows last week. And you know what they say about that? That usually means downside continuation the following week. So that is something that I am watching out for, because if equities start trending lower, then what does that mean for crypto? And I do think we could be on the verge of fireworks, whether that is, occurring right now and we get the big drop here, or if, we get a drop, chop, and the real drop, later in September or possibly even October. I guess we'll see. But I see we're kind of nuking on Bitcoin. So I'm going to end my spiel and open the mic up to anybody who has anything they'd like to talk about.
Oh man, what's up, everybody? I see a lot of the regulars in here, man. What's up, guys? Evan, I'm sorry about your bags, man. Evan said RIP my bags. What's up, Mr. Spread, a good friend of the brand, man. We love Mr. Spread. We got to get you on here sometime, Mr. Spread. That'd be fun. But yeah, man, we're getting the limp sausage pattern like we've talked about numerous times. This has got to be it. This has got to be it, man. We've been prospecting this out for weeks now, ever since the initial liquidation that we had, the liquidation event we had back August 17th. We're like, it's not done yet. It's not done yet. This next one is going to be you're going to have to adjust your chart there, Tucker. I think it's going to go too low.
It's about to.
I just want to make sure you're prepared to pull the screen up. It's very important. But, look, we're seeing an absence of true demand at these levels, which we were basically saying was going to happen. 25K there's not actual demand here. In my opinion, 25K is the most important level on the chart. We're sitting there right now. So you could look back at me and say, Max, we're at support right now. How could you be bearish at support? I think the context of it is the bearish part. On top of that, if we lose 25K and we actually go down to fill that Bybit perps wick, then I think we probably come back to retest 25K, and it's going to be very difficult to reclaim it. So I think when you lose 25K, you have acceptance back into the previous range or underneath the previous range high. And then there's a lot of air beneath you. So yeah, it's looking pretty grim out there. And altcoins have just been getting abused all weekend. If you're really interested in playing this market at the downside, at these levels, you do have to be careful with altcoins because there's really negative funding and they'll squeeze. But there's a lot of altcoins out there that I think could bleed another 50, 60, 70% potentially. And everybody's going to be bragging about buying them the whole way down because they just made new lows and like what an opportunity. And, it's such a, amazing opportunity to buy Matic at 50 cents and, then it's going to go to 25 cents. So we're at that point in the market cycle where Bitcoin dominance is most probabilistically going to 58 or 60%. All of your favorite altcoins are going to literally bleed into the abyss. It's going to be absolute altcoin carnage. And I really think at this point, you should be focused on increasing your Bitcoin denominated net worth. If you don't want to short here, just stable up. I hope that you're stable, because if this drop does come and it materializes like I think it could, you could pick up another 20, 30%, Bitcoin than you have right now. interpret that how you will. But anyways, what's up, guys? Let's get some more thoughts. Let's have a discussion.
What do you guys think about this OI profile right here? I mean, we're obviously seeing longs just getting nuked.
Yeah.
I mean,
I could see us rebalance shorts. I'm seeing in the comments, they're pointing out like 24.3, high 24K. I know that's a level where, Will's Outlook was talking last week about we could see, Bitcoin lose the level and then come back to retest it from above. And, I could see something like that too, right? Where we dip, maybe down and sweep all the lows and then come back maybe to retest 26K before barting again. But I tend to be in the camp that if we do see that much downside on Bitcoin, you probably see altcoins significantly break their structure, and probably only Bitcoin and Ethereum could retest, I think certain levels. But I think after that, those retests would be done. I mean, they would probably drop like a rock, because I'm just not convinced by the strength of this market to be able to push, I would say at best, low 26s, mid 26s, if it really squeezed. It's just a market that it's like we've been talking about. It's just been stacking tail risk on top of tail risk. And it is it's a very fragile ecosystem. I mean, the entirety of crypto. Speaking of fragility, let's talk about CRV, man.
You want to talk about tail risk, brother.
And I want to know why nobody's talking about CRV. It seems like it's eerily quiet on the timeline about CRV. Everybody was interested in it before the OTC deal went through, and maybe everybody feels some sort of insulation around it, like, oh, well, problem solved. And I feel like now that we're basically transacting just above that OTC price, what happens underneath that price? Is there some level of puking that happens underneath that price? I have no idea, but I just can't help but think, if there was tens of millions of dollars of OTC transactions done at 40 cents and we start dipping below 40 cents, what do all of those purchasers do? Are they hedging? Do they have basically market stop orders in place that if it gets to their OTC price, it just automatically shorts? So it creates a sort of a delta neutral situation. I don't really know, but I don't think it's bullish that we're back at the OTC price. I'm not viewing it as support.
No, because it's not like they're going to buy more there, it's at that point at which it no longer makes sense for them to hold, basically. So yeah, it's kind of like BNB. It's like the treasure chest you talked about, right? It's like, I don't know what goes on down there at those levels, but it's probably not good. So yeah, BNB's looking a little frail as well.
Yeah, nobody talking about CRV because everybody has their eyes on BNB, and I'm not sure which one is necessarily a larger tail risk for the ecosystem right now. Because it does look so. So let's talk about that, right? What gets hurt the worst, right? I mean, you have BNB goes under, and you probably have all these exchange altcoins that dump substantially. But with CRV, I think the risk is a little bit scarier because you don't know how it affects stablecoins within DeFi. So it almost feels maybe. The damage that Binance going under would cause would likely be larger, but I think I would be more stressed out about CRV just because, stablecoins are kind of the most convenient way for me to store wealth outside of a crypto exchange in my wallet, Otherwise, I'd be buying ETH, which could be dropping in value, especially if CRV is getting nuked. What do you guys think would be because I think Binance going under, that would probably be the most catastrophic event that this market could have. And that is something that we've talked about. I don't think that it's completely, out of the blue to suggest that, given, the things that they're accused of.
Yeah, I think CRV in the short term I think CRV is more a short-term tail risk in terms of if they start nuking and there's a bunch of DeFi liquidations, then you're going to see ETH and Maker and all these other ones, just Uniswap probably even just fall off a cliff in the short term. But obviously, Binance going under would be tragic, and that would have much longer lasting effects than like a curve flush. But yeah, I don't know. They both look pretty precarious here. But what is that?
It certainly looks like they're waiting for a headline. I don't know what that headline's going to be.
Yeah.
But I mean, price moves and then the headline surfaces, and you go, "Oh, that's why we slid." But I'll say this: I don't even think that crypto needs any sort of true catalyst to slide here. I think the seasonality of it and the market structure alone is enough to take this thing lower. You know, it helps to have a catalyst, I suppose. It helps to be able to justify it and attach some whatever to it. I think the lunar confluence with high time frame distribution heading into, again, the two worst months being August and September, which, you know, we're over halfway through now, is enough to take it lower. It's just this part of the market cycle. And Tucker made an excellent video on this a while ago, where typically in the year before a halving, you get roughly 30 to 45% drop in Bitcoin's price the year before a halving. Guess what? We're in a year before the halving. So, yeah, I mean, look, that would take us maybe back down to 18 or 19. I think that we're probably right around here, guys, truthfully. I think that this is probably the best. This is the best fractal that I can put together. I think we're somewhere around May. We're basically in June of 2022. We're breaking down from value. I think we'll probably do something like this. We'll front run the Bybit perps wick, squeeze up to 25.3. That's hammer time, and then it's ogre. I think that's it. I think we're in June of 2022.
I need the background, Max.
Yeah,
I got you guys. What am I thinking? Today's the day. Hang on. Today is the day. It's ogre.
There it is.
I want to get Will's opinion here. What are you thinking on the markets this morning?
Wait, hang on, Tommy. What did you just say? You want to get Will's opinion?
Will, I want to get your outlook on the market, brother.
There you go.
As far as the market goes, I mean, we already know what my outlook is. We already know where I think things are going. I think you break 25K structurally, your downside is significant. I think we're almost there. I think we're really close to being there. What do we bounce off? 20, 25 on a dot, or
basically?
Yeah, 25.03.
25.009.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm buying.
Everybody said there's no demand. Look at that. Bounced right off it.
There's not demand.
There is no demand.
Look, there's such a thing as perp-driven demand and demand. All right. We have to understand the ranges from both of those aspects. And perp-driven demand is there at 25. That's how you trap people.
Will, if you zoom in to like the 5-minute time frame, you'll see Hagrid partially covering his short. You'll see it in the chart.
Does it reflect the RSI in 1986 when Bitcoin was first developed?
Yeah, it does. It's the only reason we're moving up slightly right now.
Hey, man, I was looking at the year 1987 yesterday.
Oh, man.
Tommy, they're not ready for that, man.
We're going to keep that right.
They're not ready for that yet.
Mr. Spread is ready for that, but
there won't be a YouTube left to stream on if that happens.
Yeah.
No, I don't think anything's off the table for the next 6 weeks, man. I'm just going to say that much. Yeah, I mean, let's talk about some of the more active markets, right? Solana.
Ooh,
that's a good one. What does funding even look like for Sol right now?
I'm sure it's like negative 50% APY. Let me double check.
It's probably something ridiculous.
It's actually
it's actually not bad. It's not bad at all.
What happened to the funding?
What is it?
Bonds just get obliterated and didn't matter? That'd be pretty funny.
Somebody got blown out. Yeah. Okay.
Look,
well,
I'm just gonna be real. If Bitcoin goes below 25K, Solana's gonna single digits. This is it. Like, we already talked about this.
I'll lose my bet to Tommy.
It's gonna happen.
I know.
It's gonna happen.
Tommy's gonna be in row 38 of a Spirit airplane, flying to the destination of his choice, and he's gonna get a 4 ounce fillet cooked medium well.
Oh, man.
Medium
What would you say,
well.
Tommy? Which one did you say? You said what kind of steak was it? You said dry something.
Oh man, I'm gonna get like dry aged ribeye or something.
Dry aged steak. Yeah, dry.
That's gonna hit the spot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Tommy,
I'm
you
gonna
know
have-
what? You know what I picked up the other day was I went out to a bison farm out here and I picked up some bison ribeyes and they are insane.
I had that. I took my fiance out for her birthday last week, and it was phenomenal. It was
Yeah.
so good.
They're fantastic.
Amazing.
Yeah.
There's not much better than some good old bison jerky.
Oh yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
did you guys just see the headline that just dropped? Oh my gosh.
What?
Market checks only at
Oh my
21 likes. Sorry, I had
Tommy.
He got me.
You said what?
I'm sorry.
Totally got me.
Solana's closing up shop.
Yeah, right. Okay, guys, as you know, here's the deal. We're at 22 likes. We got 38 people watching. Happy Monday. Thank you guys so much for being here. If you guys could please do us the favor, smash that like button. Please get us to 30 likes. That's usually our TP. I feel like we can get to 40 today, though. Today's a fun day. Market's given us a lot to talk about. We have a ton to discuss still. If you are enjoying the content so far and you haven't liked the video yet, please consider giving us a like on the stream. It really helps the YouTube robot take a liking to us. So thank you guys so much. And again, thanks for being here. That looks like it's ready to go, man. That looks
rough.
I'd like to talk about equities for a minute, if you guys would.
I would.
Yeah.
We pull up NQ, Tucker, or a SPY is fine too. I mean, I guess it's whatever.
We'll do
It's the
it.
same
We'll do NQ.
The big question here is, as we're bouncing, are we bouncing into a lower high, retesting overhead supply, or are we about to make a new high?
Look,
It's a really weird spot in the chart.
Yeah.
Max, we need to quit looking at the small fries and start talking about the big dogs.
All right,
We
big
talked
dog.
about
Let's
this
do
morning.
it then.
All right.
Let's do it.
So,
Will, have you had your
what were those
breakfast burrito?
tickers? All right.
Yeah.
No breakfast burrito this morning.
Man, tough day for the outlook. No breakfast burrito.
That's
That's
what
We,
you
what
want to see for ATH. That's what you need.
So then I ask you guys this. I mean, there's some degree of correlation between crypto and equities. We're all super bared up in crypto, but Tucker just drew a moon boy on the NASDAQ. Explain.
I'm just saying, if you're bullish, that's what you'd have to see. You need to break this high, but I don't know that they're going to do it. Yeah, I don't know that they're gonna. I don't know that they're gonna pull it off. Let's see what's going on. Yeah, there
This
you go.
would, in theory, be the rejection spot right here.
Yeah. Oh,
Look at this comment.
brother.
This is hilarious.
Look at the
Because
comment.
Bitcoin is turning into up only. Every stream I tune in, we dump. Good
Look at
stuff,
that.
man. That's how we do it over here.
Look at that confluence, the little fib, the little volume. There's your reject area. That's what I'm saying. I think it's a lower high until proven otherwise. Like if equities prove me otherwise and they get up here and they break the high and then they just, then I'm wrong. But
I
think we
feel
have
like
to.
equity markets are in. I've never seen a higher level of complacency in equity
Look,
markets.
Mhm.
Scratch these. Pull up Nvidia and Apple.
But it also
Let's talk about the
Scratch
there's
these.
there's no
let's
risk
talk about the
appetite
big
either in equities. So
You said there's no risk appetite in
it looks.
equities?
I feel like I don't see any risk appetite in equities the same way you would even a month ago.
Let's
Yeah, I would
drop that
agree
up
with-
to
I would
the.
agree with that.
Let's bring that up to the monthly real quick.
And something to mention too, guys. I mean, I'm sure most of you guys watching know and you track this stuff, but I mean, we do have CPI on Wednesday as well.
Where's your POC?
And the
280.
forecast for CPI is higher than the previous month. I think it's 3.6%. So the big
Where-
question remains: maybe it's a unfortunate uptick in CPI. Nothing horrible, but enough to spook the market, where we're already anticipating and forecasting a higher month-over-month print. Or I'm sorry, higher year-over-year print, but maybe it's a miss. I don't know. I mean, it kind of looks like if this really is the complacency shoulder, and we do have that CPI print on Wednesday, and it's already forecasted to come in high, maybe that would be enough to take us lower. But who knows?
Look,
That's a
we don't,
little daunting right there. Yeah,
we don't even need to discuss anything with maybe this will happen, maybe that'll happen. Price here is going to dictate everything.
Look at this
I don't care
gap
what the
in
news is.
volume, bro.
Like, if you drop into that range, you are getting destroyed. You have to hold where you're at right now on NVIDIA. You have to.
Can you pull up an RSI, Tucker?
From what year?
From what time frame? Don't forget
1941. NVIDIA's RSI 1941. Thank you.
on the 15-second.
These daily time frame bearish divergences seem very reminiscent to me of Bitcoin at 64K.
Yeah.
Yes.
They do. 100%.
I saw the same things printing.
And this is something I brought up too, Max, and we discussed this, man. Like, I know a lot of people are ignoring this, but this is way too obvious. It's way too obvious. And some people be like, well, it's not going to roll over like Bitcoin. It doesn't mean it's not going to see significant downside.
I think
If NVIDIA pulls back to that point of control or even fills that gap, the NASDAQ's going to pull back to like 325 from here, man. NVIDIA, I think, as the juggernaut of this entire year, has enough pull to, I guess, literally pull the market down itself.
Yep. A lot of people don't realize that.
It's been that significant this entire year, and it'll crush the old AI narrative, mega cap tech, sense of insulation. If NVIDIA pulls back and fills that gap, everything is going to freaking nuke in the short term.
Well, dude, I think it really looks like Bitcoin in the first on the first top, but you need, like, Bitcoin had to put in the lower high, right? Like, we had
this is 6 months in 2021 Bitcoin.
Whoa.
You might have 6 months out, right?
Yeah, see,
before
like,
this thing actually collapses.
I think NVIDIA's like right here, maybe. Right?
Whoa.
Like, where's NVIDIA?
I don't know
I feel like
that.
Apple looks more like Bitcoin than NVIDIA does.
Yeah, we got to talk about Apple too. Like, NVIDIA is one thing, right? And we already know where this thing's going. But Apple is following the same suit.
Let's just massage a bit.
Oh man. How many
that one, Tucker.
I got it, Snorlax, don't worry.
How many red light district massage houses have you worked at before, Tucker?
Oh my god. Will.
Hey, did you see they're like totally redoing their red light district? I think they're like going to make it a whole tourist attraction.
Amsterdam is
and stuff, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah,
it was already a tourist.
We're not going to get into that on this show, guys. We're going to
No,
that for another show.
I just thought it was interesting. But
hang on now. Where am I doing this? Yeah.
Tommy's
Tucker,
like, since we're on the subject.
Okay, I do like
I just
that.
read that over the weekend. I thought it was interesting.
Come on now, fellas. Come on. That's what I'm saying. You need the lower high.
Look, the bear div plays. It doesn't matter. The bear div plays. Like, that's what a lot of people don't get. It will play. And this is a massive time frame.
What?
Tucker, do you care if I take over? I want to.
Oh, I got it right here.
Now, do you guys want to hear the catalyst of how this works out? I can give you the catalyst.
Give us the catalyst.
The catalyst is, all right, and I want you guys to take this. This isn't theory, it's fact. All right. What did the government do with chips?
Subsidize them.
They subsidize them, right? What does subsidies do to any sector when they subsidize? Props it up. So what is a prop?
What is a prop?
Tool.
It's a temporary support, right? Essentially, all this liquidity that came in has supported additional jobs and has supported additional chip manufacturing. But where is your demand? Right? They created fictitious demand with no real demand on the buy side. Right? So they supported the market, increased the amount of chips, and they've overinflated the market with chips. What will that do to the chip market? It will decrease the
Dilute.
price. It'll dilute it. So if there's dilution, what does that mean? That means that prices go down. If prices go down, what does that mean for people that work there? It means jobs get lost. As jobs get lost, dilution happens, price and value go down of the stock. This thing reverses that entire prop. And that's what a lot of people haven't, they don't comprehend the most obvious things. When government steps in, it's temporary. Just like when the government stepped in and helped the banks, right? They temporarily floated them. They have to pay them back.
Let's talk about Apple. Well, I know you wanted to talk about the high time frame look at that chart.
Apple's another one.
We need to acknowledge the beauty of these divergences first.
Every time, man. Plays like freaking musical chairs. You know, until the last chair's there and the last person sits.
That makes sense to me for it to play out like that, honestly.
Yeah. It never even touched the 30, so people can't say it was oversold.
So what's the bullish argument into CPI? Because I feel like we should play devil's advocate here for our own bias as well. Right.
The lower high. It's literally the lower high.
On what?
Right? On all these. Like NVIDIA comes down, hits the bottom, bounces up, does the lower high, and then rolls over.
You don't believe in new all-time highs anymore, Will?
No. Other sectors will see that liquidity. It'll continue propping up SPX and everything else. Like those will continue to get propped. It's just people will ignore things like NVIDIA and Apple and stuff like that as they're getting slowly drained. Right? And then eventually these things all roll over together.
I mean, do you think you still get in to see all-time highs this year?
I think SPY, yeah. I think, you'll see Qs probably at all-time highs, yeah. You'll see all your big indexes at all-time highs, yes. But everything else is going to start to roll before that happens, and just nobody's going to be looking at, the trees through the forest.
I think if last week's high is still capping price like a week or two from now, then the yearly highs are very, very, it could be very likely that they're in. If last week's highs on the S&P are still capping price 2 weeks from now, then yeah, I think the highs for the year are probably in.
The biggest thing is we got to get through September, right? Once you get through September, October, November, you can see a much clearer vision on direction. I think we got to get through those months. So like trying to pre-predict this at the moment is a little difficult, but I think the bear dip plays. 100% think it plays. And I think if you look at Apple, it's showing the same indications.
I can't help but feel a lot of complacency as far as the equity market goes, that people are just discounting the idea of, in the same way that I feel in crypto, that people are kind of discounting the possibility of maybe downside expansion to a degree that they're not, really anticipating, right? Like maybe we go deeper than 4,300 or 4,200. Everybody's plan is kind of neat and tidy by this little 200 or 300 point pullback, and maybe it's like that, maybe it's not, but I feel like the risk appetite in this market, it's just I don't see it anymore. So if we're going higher, you just have to have an overcrowding of shorts, and I don't know that that's really the case right now. Is it? How can you really say that with the VIX as depreciated as it is, and liquidity continuing to decline from things like China, the dollar beginning to continuing to tick up? What does the dollar look like right now? Let's take a look at that.
Well, you have to keep in mind too, it's not, and this is what a lot of people aren't talking about either, it's not your buy side demand that's supporting price. It's your passive flows. Once your passive flows get disrupted, that's your puke, right? Yeah. And they get disrupted once labor starts to see a big hit.
Which I think we're seeing the signs of, honestly. I think it's taking a lot longer than people expect, and I think it's going to continue to take a while, but I think the signs are there. And kind of like Max was saying the other day in our Discord, like I think the next big leg down is from rate hikes actually mattering and hitting the economy. Finally. Ooh, Bitcoin looks tough, man.
Here's the issue with Bitcoin. All right, we're gonna go to the higher time frames and look at this. Here's your big issue, guys. When you lose this 25K level, what are you expecting to happen here?
You're gonna puke and capitulate. That's what's
What
gonna
do you
happen.
think's gonna happen here when you lose this level? I mean, it's so significant. I don't see why that many people are overly excited to bid like 23.9 to 24. It seems far more probable to me that we come down here, bounce back up, retest, maybe not even 25K, and then we literally just like continue down. Why do you think that if you lose 25K, suddenly it just doesn't matter and you're going to bounce back up? Like, what am I missing here?
Can you just identify the FEGs there? Just so that the obvious for the people who don't understand what's going on right at the moment.
Yeah, so I think that this is a pretty significant one right here that should provide some degree of a bounce. 3-day. So I think, this inefficiency right here could for sure come back and get tagged. We also have an inverse one here. These tend to matter from time to time. So it's like, this is a good level right here. This is a really solid level, lots of confluence, probably like 23 right on the money. I like that level a lot. But I think your problems are just starting once you get under 25K. It's like, even if you bounce, it's great. Like, you could be a day trader and you could brag about, knife catching this for a bounce of 25K, but that's a problem. I mean, that's a big problem. This level right here. It's a huge
I would
problem.
be looking at that dark green candle you got there too. I mean, that to me is indicative of a very forceful push, right? That could be a really good place to drive liquidity into, and that would bring you into that wick.
Yeah, man, you could easily come back and fill this in right here, this inefficiency. No question.
And you don't have to come all the way down into it. You could just tag it.
You just tag it, yeah. And I mean, it would make a lot of sense too to come back and retest, this level right here. This is that high of the FTX range. And if we just bring it further left, I mean, it's basically like your range low, from right here. So, I mean, this is a serious level. I don't think this level should be overlooked at all. And truthfully, I'm expecting something like this as of right now. Ooh. I'm expecting here, down into
bounce,
this. See,
that bounce will trap so many.
One of the main points here too is 42% from this high, 42% from the pre-halving year high down to this low is perfectly in line with dips that we've seen in pre-halving years. Perfectly in line with it. It's aggressive.
I will say I could see them, if they really wanted to scam people out of shorts before it dropped, taking the lows and then pushing it back above 26. I think that's possible. I can't completely rule that scenario out before we nuke.
Now, you're when you say taking the lows, you mean the 25K range and then bouncing up to 26?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's exactly why I said they have to drop below 25 for me to get any confidence on a short position.
I mean, they just did. They just did, right?
Tommy, do you mean
they hit 25,009?
No, we got lower now.
I mean, it might be the Bybit wick that we swipe, or maybe we front run it, and then I do think there could be some sort of squeeze this week to take out late bears.
Because there will be, but I don't think it's to 26. I think we go 24.2, take out the Bybit wick down here, and then I think we pop back up to like probably 25, and that's the squeeze you're talking about, and then it's ogre.
Well, that same FEG you got there, Max. Put it on the monthly real quick.
Well, can I go higher time frame than monthly? Could I go?
I mean, put on like the 20 year. Just put on a monthly. Look at support. Look at your blue line there, and just drag it straight across.
This one.
Yep.
You know what's a bit telling is that Solana is not breaking down yet.
Yeah, I know. It's unfortunate.
Don't hold shift. Yeah.
Well, you don't think these alts just front ran Bitcoin all weekend, Tommy?
They might have. I just, like I said, I'm expecting kind of some scam at the lows before eventually going. And I'm kind of reminded of what we did at, like I've said before, April 2022, when we just we had that scam BART. We were at the lows ready to break down. It was like the second or third time we tested them. And then we squeezed up another like 10% randomly, and then BARTed the next day, like 20 or like 15 or 20%. It was wild. But yeah, no, I mean, I'm not ruling out something like that.
Do you see what I'm seeing there, Max? Like, even on your high time frames, the price area matches, right? It matches on many different time frames. And that's something you got to take into significance. Like on the monthly, your bottom box there is just above that bottom candle, right? It comes down, tags the bottom candle, and rolls back out. Like there's a lot of confluence on higher and lower time frames in this area to really kind of see this as an area of interest. Now, again, I would take this as a trader level by level, right? So I would take my short, which I'm about to open right now, to like 23, right? And then
push us down, Will. Push us through support.
From there, I would exit the position to grab the bounce, right? I think that there's good confluence in that area of liquidity. So if I'm going to short, I need to see a forceful push back at the 25 with speed, right? Because if they push up the 25 with speed, they're going to trap people. It's always the one thing that a lot of traders and a lot of newbie retail, traders don't get is usually the fast move is the false move. So what they'll do is they'll get trapped in the fast move back up, and then they'll get reversed on immediately, and the market will run that straight back down to the lows.
Dude, Matic is just death, man. Just
everything looks death, man.
I mean, look at this thing. Like, what are you expecting to have happen here?
Well, it's a lower low, and nobody wants to realize that.
The way that
that's a downtrend.
It does this thing where it's like boom, and then just like boom, and just like does it the other way.
Well, Max,
it's like of this up here, like we're gonna put in this same type of whatever. We're gonna put this in down here now, man.
Yeah, I agree.
Like it's going down here now,
Now, can you pull up the RSI real quick on this, Max?
From which year? 1961.
Which year?
I just want to see the direction. All right, I just want to see the direction.
Oh god.
Okay, so we got it down. Okay, all right. So this is what I wanted to see. We don't have a bull diff. We don't have a bull diff.
Nah, bro, we don't have any. We don't have
like even if it drops, you're not gonna get a bull diff here. Like it's violated.
Dude, our weekly is not even at like historically oversold levels yet.
Just draw a low, Max, from the July low to the July low on the RSI. RSI.
Like this is June right down. You mean this one?
Yeah, June. Yeah. An angled line. No, at an angle.
Oh, an angled line. You want an angled line?
Yeah.
Dude, I don't think so, man.
No. I'm not. You'll see. Up more. You've already violated it.
Oh, you're saying we're breaking down. Okay.
Yeah, I'm saying like there's no chance to call this a bull diff. You're too far below it at this point. Like this thing literally looks like it just wants to puke. Once you violate a bull diff like that, you can really puke.
It just needs Bitcoin to finally break, 25 definitively.
Try what's it called? Sol. Let's look at Sol with the RSI. I wonder what that looks like.
Man.
Oof.
This is on the weekly.
Yeah, that does not look
very.
Here's where Sol is going to generationally hold right here at this order block. And this is at $11, $10. Then Tommy's going to have to buy me a steak.
Single digit. Single digit.
He's going to do this. He's going to nuke.
Single digit.
Stop at $10.
Then on a dot.
And then probably up here. And then Tommy has to buy me a steak.
Hey, just so you know, Max, 9.99 is single digits.
That's true. Hang on, what do we do if on one exchange it hits 999 but not another one? Do we have to make it across the board?
We'll do it at Coinbase's price oracle, or Binance or Coinbase. We'll just use one of the two.
Yeah.
Let's do Coinbase.
Yeah.
What if Binance goes to 0?
Yeah, I was
That's
going to
why
say
I'm saying
Binance isn't around
Coinbase.
anymore.
At Coinbase.
Man.
Okay, so what are we seeing here? Nothing.
There's just no trend. Like, can you go to BTC real quick? I want to show kind of the audience what you would be looking for. So like let's look at the low from July to October. So draw an angled line across those lows.
From July?
No.
Last July.
On the candles. On the candles.
Oh, on the candles.
Yep. Downtrend
Here?
line. Yep, downtrend line. Okay. Now draw that same line on the RSI. This is what a bull dip looks like, just for the audience's position. So you guys know kind of like what you're looking for. Atypical. You're looking for a reversal pattern on strength to drop. And we're not seeing that at all across the board. These are some of the most significant moves you'll typically see is on these bull dips.
I mean, bro, truthfully, like what needs to happen is it needs to come down here and then do this same like climb.
Yep.
And then we get our.
Well,
and then
I think it will. Because if you
then
draw
we'll get
that
something
line,
like this. We'll get something like this. And then down here we'll get
a drop.
We'll get something like this.
Yeah, something like
You
that.
know.
There you go.
So
Real quick, Max, can you draw that line on the RSI straight up? Or just drag it up further? Sorry, the one on the RSI, just drag it up further.
you want
No,
this?
Other one. Just drag it
Up
across.
further?
Yeah. No.
This?
Just drag it across the price where we're at.
Oh gosh,
See,
that's even
we're already
worse.
starting to dip below it.
Oh gosh.
So if
How
they don't
often
pull
do these
this up,
RSI
it's done.
breakdowns actually work, Will? I don't really ever trade them. Do RSI breakdowns actually work?
Yes.
I mean,
Like
it's
this
kind of
is
momentum.
I've never traded off of these.
It's
actually-
momentum.
momentum.
It's momentum trading. Yeah.
RLB.
These are more leading than lagging. That's what a lot of people don't get. There's lagging indicators and there's leading indicators. I take RSI more of a leading indicator. If you're paying attention to it correctly, right? So if price closes here and RSI stays where it's at, more than likely it might come up and retest. So you might get a bounce somewheres, right? So the RSI will come back up, retest the bottom, but it'll roll over. It'll probably go back down to the 30. Now it doesn't mean it has to go as low as the previous low. It'll probably be a higher low. So maybe where that first bounce occurred at the low of Bitcoin is probably where you'll look for the RSI to bounce. So maybe like right on the 30 as opposed to like below the 30.
Man, this is on the weekly time frame. This could take 3, 4, 5 months potentially.
That's why we talked about 2024 could be bad. Me and Tommy have discussed that a couple times. So you got to be aware that this market can turn either way.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, you guys
Guys,
remember
we got
20, right?
45
This
people
year.
watching. We got 31 likes on the video. Guys, if you are new here, we are Because Bitcoin, and this is Market Check. We run the show every single day at the exact same time. Thank you guys so much for being here. If you are enjoying the content, please consider not only liking the video, but also subscribing to the channel. Like I mentioned, Will, Tucker, Tommy / Snorlax, and myself run this show Market Check every single day at the same time, 10:30, 10:40 a.m. Eastern time daily. Fun little way to kick off each day. So please consider helping support the channel by liking the video. Really helps the robot at YouTube take a liking to us, really helps boost the channel and helps us grow. But also if you're enjoying it, maybe consider subscribing. No pressure, but I promise it'll be worth your time. Yeah, this is really daunting. I want to take a look at this on like the daily time frame and see. I mean, this
Look at
is-
that. Look at that little tap.
This is just,
Ugly.
oh man.
Expansion, baby.
What do you guys think about Rollbit? So we've had
Yeah, I was going to say,
I think it's going to 7 cents.
Yeah, I got an alert set at 10.
I got an alert set at 6.
Damn it, Max. See that wick,
Tucker, are
man.
you still holding any Rollbit?
Am I?
Yeah.
Oh no. I sold it on the first. Where did we get to? Yeah, I
Hey
sold
Max,
it.
somebody asked if we'd done some RSI videos. I told them we're going to be making some for the app because Bitcoin.
Yeah, I sold it
soon.
right there on the first
Yeah,
one.
we haven't made any RSI videos yet. I'd like Will to take that one, I think. Yeah, Will, we should make one of those, man. That'd be a good one.
Definitely, you guys should.
Yeah, we'll get that done.
I don't know, man. This looks pretty bad. I'm glad I'm not holding it anymore. I'll tell you that. But
RLB.
just
look at the hopium wick there. Look at the hopium.
maybe.
Like a lot of people don't like the momentum on this wick. Just makes me think it's going to bleed back into it.
The hopium wick.
That's what I like to call these, the hopium wicks.
Yeah.
The pump back up, hoping that price will hold.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, look, with Rollbit, I actually am very bullish on Rollbit going into next cycle, but after the price action that it displayed earlier in the year, I mean, it was a short-term bubble for sure. And I don't even think that going back to 7 cents would be like, I don't think it would be a death sentence for Rollbit. I actually think it would be a good area for an accumulation phase to form. But I think the main point with a lot of these altcoins that I'd like to drive home is you're probably best served not trying to be the bottom tick on them and catch a knife. You're better off waiting for a huge like wick and then accumulation phase to form where you at least have some degree of confidence that the support could actually hold. Because if you just go in and knife catch, like you could have knife caught this Rollbit wick down to what, 10.5 cents, and now it's up a bit. This thing could roll back over and be at like 8 cents or 7 cents within 48 hours. We don't really know. So I just don't think there's going to be any rush to buy any of these things, given how the high time frame perspective or outlook on Bitcoin is so weak. It's a very dangerous and slippery slope buying altcoins here, even if they seem cheap. Because I mean, the truth of the matter is, 10-cent Rollbit back in July was, or August, early August was cheap. Now it's expensive. Times can change very quickly. So I'd like to hammer home being very careful buying altcoins, even if they seem cheap here. They might not be so cheap. Or if they are cheap, make them prove it. Make them prove it. Make them prove that it's cheap. Give it a month of accumulation.
That's where you want to ape it.
How does
somebody asked for ticker Bitcoin.
Ticker Bitcoin. I love saying that.
Oh my God.
What's a good one?
It's ogre. That's what it is.
Oh man.
As the Max likes to say.
That's tough.
That's a lower low. And it's a lower low on a lot of different areas. You're coming back down to probably like 30.
Look like with the full price history.
What do I even? I literally have never even.
You could probably just go to Dex Tools, put in the contract address, and.
Well, yeah, but I wonder if CoinX has more. No, I don't know if they have the Dex thing on here. Probably not. Wait, Raps BNB. Maybe. I want the .USD one though. What in the hell? Is that right? Well, not this part, but
might be. Yeah. Find just go on Dex Screener or something if we want to chart it. I think
the squeeze commences.
Yeah, hang on, I got it.
Oh god!
Look at Bitcoin, Tommy.
What are we doing? Oh, 25-1.
No, I think Sol looks like it wants to squeeze, but maybe not yet.
It's ogre for shorts.
Sol shorts could get wrecked this week for sure.
I'm not gonna lie, like if the market capitulates super hard, I'm gonna come in and scoop up a bunch of ETH with dollars and then I'm going to go and buy a bunch of NFTs that are illiquid with much less, cost basis on my ETH.
Horrible, Will. Oh my gosh, that sounds like. Why would you want to buy a bunch of liquid NFTs right now, man?
I'd just be scooping up all the ladies.
I put in bids on like 4 NFTs that were worth a. Well, hold on. I put in bids on 4 NFTs, right? They were worth 100 ETH.
Pull
100 ETH. No, listen. 2 of them went through for 50 cents.
Wait, you bought 100 ETH NFT for 50 cents?
I was putting bids above other. I was running the floors on a bunch.
Yeah, but nobody's gonna buy it. Nobody's gonna buy it for 100 ETH though.
No, I'm not saying. But look, my ROI, all right, my risk to capital is 50 cents for something somebody else paid 100 ETH for.
Yeah, the NFT market's
you see what I'm saying?
For sure. Yeah.
Like, if these things even 10% come back, my return on investment is going to be huge. I mean, massive. I'll put 50-cent bids, $1 bids, $10 bids on NFTs that are worth that much.
I like stink bids, but man, at least give yourself the opportunity to bail on it. You're talking about something that might not move even at a severe discount if things get really nasty. Also, one thing I think we should talk about on the show is we do have the Bitcoin death cross tomorrow, the long anticipated death cross. I actually just made a video on that. I published it last night. If you guys want to go and watch that, feel free. I go through, I think like the last half dozen death crosses that Bitcoin has had.
What is it, the 50 and the 200?
50 and the 200 on the daily time frame.
Let me see if that's what
You could just go to the daily. You don't even have to lock it in.
No, but hang on. MA1.
If you want to go over it, I got it up still. I can pull it up.
I got to run, guys, but we'll chat.
See what we'll
talk.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
that's it. So, go back to the last death cross, man. It was a while ago. Just this is something to consider, is that algos might be front running the death cross right now as well, which could further accentuate this. The day of the death cross, the previous one that we had, I believe the following 10 days was like minus 25%.
Yeah, that's what they like to do. They like to, I think they front run it a little bit. Like, we got this, but then like I think they do that into. So I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we like spiked like tonight, maybe. You know what I mean? Like on the death cross, because like
the knee-jerk reaction can sometimes be a little tiny micro squeeze up, but it's not that much. There was only one example I could find where the squeeze was actually substantial. But yeah, I mean look what you're viewing here, it's not anything more than a lagging indicator that's basically painting the picture that high time frame momentum has fallen off of a cliff. That's all that this is. So for those of us that have been trading every single day and you're tuning into the show, we don't need the death cross to tell us that momentum has been falling off of a cliff. We've been basically shouting distribution for like 2.5 months now. So yes, we can typically get some more downside after that. That's the one where you could get the squeeze, but the squeeze on that one did initiate well before the cross. I went over that example as well. But yeah, either way, I mean, most of the time the price action following a death cross is more months of pain typically, because it's like I said in the video that I made, it's not like a little jet ski or a speedboat that can turn really quickly. It's like a big naval shift. Once your high time frame momentum really starts to shift and turn, which I would argue it is right now, it takes a long time for it to truly recover. So yeah, that's going to happen tonight. And the previous one we had, we nuked 25% in the week and a half following it. So just something to consider.
I think the best trade in crypto right now is probably to just long Bitcoin, short alts. If you want to be delta neutral, like that is on altcoin USD spikes, I would say that's what I'll probably be doing after the bulk of this is done, right? Because altcoins are kind of just gonna, I feel way less confident in the altcoin markets at this point sustaining their value than Bitcoin, which I know that people will continue to trade and obviously continue to hold. I don't know.
And even with Bitcoin dominance, where it is, Tommy, I would agree with that. It's like if we are going to get a squeeze across the board, yeah, I think some altcoins will outperform, but I don't think longing Bitcoin is a bad bet either. And you could just expect continuous alt bleeds, in my opinion, for months to come. I think a lot of alts have a lot more to go, in terms of bleeding back into Bitcoin or against Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, it does not look good.
We'll probably squeeze it again, though, I'm sure. Build some value at the lows, trap some bears, squeeze it again, and then roll it over.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if we came back into like there.
But some of these altcoins are starting to really pick up some downside momentum. So I think if Bitcoin even, pukes at all, they could really start rolling. Such as a Matic.
What is old Matic doing?
Well, that's what I'm waiting for Matic is like, I'll probably cover some Matic when I think Bitcoin's going to put in a bounce. But if Bitcoin's just getting started on its bleed, why would you consider covering your altcoins yet? If Bitcoin rips down another 1,000 points, what do you think is going to happen to alts? Double what they're down right now, 4 or 5 more % from here.
This is your like break from value candle, really. I guess.
Tommy, like you said, you've been preaching this in our Discord calls. You've been preaching this, man. This is an environment for holding good entries,
Yes.
even if you do get squeezed a little bit.
I think so. Yeah. It's a tricky environment. I think if you don't have a position in and you're trying to get positioned, you're better off, I think, just waiting for a squeeze than longing the bleed, because better off or more often than not, what ends up happening is the bleed ends up being engulfed, eventually, whether it's in a week or in like 2 days, by a squeeze candle. And that would have been, the more optimal place for you to have entered the short. I've made that mistake, I would say, a handful of times in the last like 3 or 4 months, because that's really how Bitcoin price action has traded. Just very low volatility grind and bleed with the occasional squeeze when it's in a downtrend.
Yeah.
Yeah. How's CBD looking? Is spot CBD looking a little ugly, Tommy? Have you tracked that at all this morning?
I have not, honestly. I really haven't looked too deep into the data this morning. I've been trying not to. I'm trying not to
on here.
Data on a Monday.
Very true.
I wonder if we can do
Nice
that.
bloody Monday.
Let's see what funding looks like. Bybit more negative on pretty much everything. Not Sol, though, surprisingly, or Matic. So
I know Sol is positive on DYDX, right?
Is it really?
Oh, big time, I think. Wait. Yeah, 28%.
Wow. That's
yeah.
surprising.
Matic minus 42% on DYDX.
It could just be an arbitrage happening, though, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spot CBD has been selling off, has been, in my opinion. I mean, look, stablecoin margin contracts, CBD is dropping as well. But I think that this drop for Bitcoin was caused by spot volumes basically falling off of a cliff. Spot CBD looks pretty ugly here. So
I mean, hasn't spot been falling off of a cliff this whole time?
yes. Well, I mean, there's been little periods, like you've seen it come in a little bit, like on that squeeze we had on the 8th up to 26.4.
Yeah.
We saw a little bit of spot volume come in, but really not much. Yeah, man, I just don't. I mean, I can't even really entertain that much of a squeeze on alts if Bitcoin is really just starting its break of value right here. I mean, Matic, Sol, BNB, they got 3, 4, 5 more % to go before a squeeze happens, in my opinion. I'm talking like a big squeeze where you see like, a lot of people getting liquidated, a lot of shorts getting liquidated. Unless this isn't the break of value candle for Bitcoin.
I bet a raid on 26.1 would take a lot of shorts out of the market.
For sure.
26.1.
Yeah, I bet that would take a lot. I mean, that would be all of the weekend shorts, at least.
Tommy.
Pretty much all the shorts who chased the breakdown.
That's 26.1.
26.1, Tommy. Well, that would take everybody out of the market. Yes, but what the heck is going to take us up there?
Bears being late.
So are they late here? Are they late here, or are they late at 24.2?
Probably a little bit lower, but I do think a squeeze is. I wouldn't be like adding to shorts here for a breakdown, because what I'm sure could happen is they could take it to 24. People will add here expecting a breakdown, and their average might get pushed down into like below 26K, and then we could squeeze back to 26 or like 26.2, and they're taken out of their position, right? So that's something that I would watch out for, even though I think it's I think it's more probable that we just kind of trend lower without too big of a squeeze, but I can't rule a squeeze out either, because I've seen it before. I've seen them do it before multiple times, build value at the lows to trap bears and then squeeze it one last time before, barding again and dropping through support.
Yeah, that's fair. I can see that. I just think that the squeeze happens lower. Like, I think the squeeze would probably happen from literally like 23.8, squeeze it up to 25.3 or something like that. I just don't think there's enough late shorts in here right here. Like, not at 25K. But maybe
I'd have to look a little bit deeper into the data. We can do that. I can look at Coinalyze real quick.
Yeah, check out Coinalyze, because now I want to see this 4-hour close on stream.
Share my screen. Let's look at some open interest, boys. All right. Where did that come in? Oh boy.
Oh gosh.
No.
I don't like that.
Oh boy.
That's Bybit? Yeah. Jesus.
Oh boy.
But you gotta keep this in mind. Once in a while, Bybit is right. They're usually
right here, man. Wait, how much OI was that?
Give them some credit.
About 20 minutes. I mean, it's not a huge amount, but it's enough that they could go back and.
It's literally probably just keyboard monkey alone. Like, that's it. That's not that big of a position, man.
I mean, it looks like it's shorts because funding is going lower, but not all shorts. Like, there's probably longs adding.
For sure there's longs adding.
It's kind of tough to deduce too much. Jesus.
Binance is shorting the breakdown.
Crazy. Somebody shortened the breakdown because the predicted funding rate is trending lower.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's OKX. Oh yeah, OKX is shorting the breakdown.
Their funding was the most negative, I believe, last time I checked.
BitMEX is shorting the breakdown. I want to talk about this Bitfinex OI. Oh my God. Yeah, that actually makes sense that they're adding.
You think they're adding longs?
I guarantee they're not shorts on Bitfinex, but we can't check their funding. But if you zoom out, huge amount of OI came in, like here, around this area.
Oh man. Yeah.
So, you can tell what's capping price right now is where this OI all came in. So you had the bottom formed right here, right? And then you had the TWAP into the long. But
yeah,
I mean, I'm pretty sure they're underwater at this point. And I'm pretty sure that's why we're capped. The confluence is way too good. So, of course, they're adding here, man. Of course they're adding. I feel like they have to save the position. But
So
at this flips, I mean, I wouldn't be short anymore. Absolutely not.
what's the size, the potential size to puke here, Tommy? Do you have any idea?
I do not know. I don't really know. I don't know how to read Bitfinex's open interest like other exchanges necessarily. But I mean, this could be a tether thing. Who knows? It's a mystery. But I think below 25, we find out exactly what it is. We'll see.
So you think if we lose 25, we're going to see all that OI get cleaned out?
Very possible. It's very possible. Let's look at it. I kind of hate this as a metric, CVD. But I do kind of hate CVD as a metric.
I like it at the right times, but I don't use it that often.
That doesn't look too hot to me. Let's look at some alts. Oh my god. Oh my god.
What is that?
This is
A
sold
lot of
at
shorts.
about like 60
Oh.
million in open interest. Open and
Dude.
longs are taken out. So I would say there's probably like 50 or 60 million in shorts they could run above this level.
No.
They're not getting back up there.
No, Tommy.
Dear God. Depends on if these are longs or not.
The funding flipped relatively positive on some exchanges for sold, didn't it?
It's increasing. Look at that.
It wasn't as negative. So that could be longs coming in.
Longing it.
Dude, Bybit
So-
is longing it.
That's dangerous because if Bitcoin pukes here and all those sold people are longing right here.
Bybit's been longing since $18 on the dot, basically.
Well, I mean, if this consolidation gets flipped, I wouldn't be short. Is what I
yeah.
would say, because it's a right. You have the proof of 3 at that point.
When did they start getting long? 18.5.
Yeah, about here. So that should cap price.
18 on the dot. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean that funding started moving up fast, a little bit higher than there, but still, yeah.
Let's see. What?
Hmm.
I saw that they were scamming a ton of like garbage altcoins again.
Flamingo.
Cartel coins.
It's not really too much to write home about here. This really did I mean, you can see how long it's taken open interest to recover how much damage this candle did.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we ever filled that. No. Got filled. Guess we could fill that technically, but I doubt it. I very much doubt it. There's like no OI left.
There's nobody left to squeeze, and there's no spot demand. I wonder where
It's
it goes.
literally what we were describing of it's just bids just keep moving down. Asks can't get filled. They just keep chasing it down, 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 down.
It's like a break.
Infinite sell pressure, man. Nobody wants to own it here. There we go.
Looks like
That's where CBD can come in handy there, because that's what I'm describing, Tommy, is literally just an absence of any demand on Matic.
Jesus. Holy cow, there was a lot more OI on that than I thought. Well, I guess okay, that was for the XRP case, so that makes sense. This is so funny. I don't know what it means, but what a scam. Spot CVD still straight up. Gonna keep an eye on that. Let's see. BNB. How we doing? Oh God. Right from Bybit. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to make of BNB. I mean, it's either gonna, it's like put up or shut up time. Any other altcoins you guys want me to take a look at real quick before I close this out?
Oh, we gotta wait for the 4-hour close, brother.
That's in 5 minutes.
Let's see.
Jeez. You see that OI on ETH?
Oh man. They
People
must
have
be
been
adding
getting
short,
killed
huh?
trading ETH. It looks like they're shorts. ETH could squeeze.
Wait, are you on OKX? What are you on?
Just in general. OKX is pretty short ETH, it looks like, though. 12 million. I think we can go lower, though, to be honest, before we kind of see. I think we can keep going lower before we end up squeezing, but I don't think we're that far away from possibly another squeeze into a BART, but we can see.
So you're thinking another squeeze into a BART? So like, just.
No, I kind of think it'll. Let me show you my screen. I kind of think it'll look like. No, I mean, I kind of think it might look like this, where we dip into here, build some value, squeeze here, and then roll over. Something like really unbelievably scammy like that.
Wow.
I could see that.
Is that before or after the new moon?
That'd be probably before, something like that. Could see it. I'm not expecting it, but I'm not ruling it out either. I think majors are a little bit trickier to play right now than some of these alts that are, I think, more clearly breaking structure. But are you guys good to call it here?
Cool with me.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Cool. What time is it? 9:57. All right. Yeah, cool, guys. We went for a little bit over an hour today. We hope you all enjoyed the content. Our breakdown for what I think is going to be a very big month of September. We've been reiterating that. I think it's going to be, in particularly, a very big next 2 or 3 weeks. So we'll see what this market can throw at us. And if you guys enjoyed the content, of course, we do have some links to premium content in the description of this YouTube video below, as well as the link tree of our Twitter bio. So make sure to check those out if that interests you. And like I said, guys, appreciate y'all for being here this morning on this Monday, September 11th. Hope you guys spend the rest of your day with your families, reflecting and hopefully enjoying your days, your weeks, and being careful in this market, because if we do get this volatility that we are kind of expecting, it will be a little bit turbulent here for a while. So yeah, appreciate you guys again for tuning in, and we'll be back tomorrow. Thanks, guys.